following video will show you the steps necessary to convert PDFs, Word documents, and handouts that you may have to interactive documents that you can place inside of your Google Classroom. For this example, I'm going to use this handout. It's a 2-page handout, and I'll open it here. It's a 2-page handout that's a PDF. I would like to make this document interactive so that I can add it to my Google Classroom. So the first thing you need to do is open the document. Once you have it open, we're going to open the Snipping Tool. So if we type in Snipping Tool and we select Snipping Tool, we're going to take an image of both pages of the PDF. So here, I'm going to draw a square around the first page here. And then I want to save that. I'm going to save it to my desktop and I'm going to call it page 1. And now I want to do the same for my second page of my handout. So I'll slide to page 2. I'm going to open the Snipping Tool again. And I'm going to draw a square around page 2 as well. Now this will convert our PDF into 2 separate documents that are JPEG documents. So this is page 2. I'll save. So now once we have our document converted using the Snipping Tool, we can then go ahead and convert our document to a Google Slides where we can add some interactivity to it. Let's open up Google Chrome. And then we're going to start a new Google Slides. So let's launch Google Slides. And we're going to start with a blank Google Slide. So I'll click blank. Our handout is an 8.5 by 11 handout. That's what size our worksheet was. So we need to change the dimensions of our Google Slides so that our worksheet will fit perfectly on the Google Slides. So let's go to File, Page Setup. We're going to choose Custom for Dimensions, Page Setup. We're going to change the size to 8.5. It's 8.5 by 11. And we're going to hit Apply. We don't need these text placeholder boxes, so we're going to delete those. So I'll click this one and press delete on my keyboard. Let's select this one and delete it as well. And now we're ready to add the first page of our handout. So let's go to background, choose image, and I saved it on my desktop. So I'll hit browse and I'm going to search desktop for page 1 and then I'll click open. It's going to upload page 1 and it should fit perfectly on our Google Slides. It fits perfectly. Now let's add an additional slide. And let's delete those text placeholders as well for page 2. And we're going to add page 2. Let's go background, choose image. We're going to browse and this time we're going to locate page 2 and then click open. And it's going to upload page 2 of our handout to Google Slides. So now we have our handout converted to a Google Slides. Let's go ahead and name this. We'll call this Weekly Assessment. Next, we can add some interactive boxes to it, and then we will place it inside of our Google Classroom as an assignment so that our students are able to complete it without the need of additional tools like Kami or DocHub. They can do all of their writing and anything they need to do right in Google Slides using the tools here. So question number 1, the students simply have to choose the correct answer. So this one we don't really need to add anything because the students can use the scribble tool to circle their answer, or they can use the shape tools to draw a box around their answer. But let's go to page 2. Here we have students have to type in their answer to this particular problem. If you're working with younger students, we can go ahead and put a box here, a text box, and highlight it in red so students know exactly where to type their answer. And to do that, we simply click text box. And we'll draw a nice size text box here. Now we could leave it blank just like this, but let's add a red line or a border around our text box so our students know exactly where to type their answer. So let's change the weight of this box to 1, and then let's change the outline from black to red. So now when our students open the worksheet, they'll know to type their answer here. They simply click here and they can type their answer in the red box. So we'll add another one here, another text box for question number 3. Again, we're going to change the weight and we'll change the line color. Okay. Now, what also makes converting worksheets to Google Slides great, students can show their work also, especially for math, using the scribble tool. So if you want students to show their work, if they're on iPads, it's super easy. And even if they're on Chromebooks, the students can simply use the scribble tool to mark up their paper to show their work. And all of this will be turned in when they turn in this activity. So here we've added 2 interactive text boxes, and students will have the option to use the scribble tool to annotate and work out their problems in the blank areas of this page. So now let's add this newly created handout to our Google Classroom as an assignment. So let's jump to the Google Classroom. Here's my Google Classroom. And we're going to create an assignment. I'll give it a title. We'll call it Weekly Assessment. I'll add our Google Slides as an assignment. So I click Add. I'll choose Google Drive. I'll select the weekly assessment assignment that we just created. This is most important. Make sure you choose Make a Copy for each student so that each student gets their own copy that they can turn in. I'll select a due date. I'll select a topic in my Google Classroom to put it underneath, mathematics, to keep everything nice and tidy. And I'll type some directions. So now I can hit Assign. And this will assign that assignment that we just created from our PDF handout to all of our students. Next, I'm going to show you what the experience looks like from the student's perspective. Here, I'm in as a student. Let's take a look at that assignment from a student's perspective. So let's go to Classwork, and then underneath Mathematics, it was titled Weekly Assessment. So I'll click here. And here's our assignment. So I'll click on it to open it up. Now it opens, and now as a student, I can see both pages of the assignment. I can double click here to type in my answer to this math problem. I can use the scribble tool here to circle my answer. Let's say the correct answer is A. Yeah. And then let's question number 3. Let's double click and type in our answer. And then here I can again use the scribble tool to circle the correct answer. And then I can also use the scribble tool here to show my work if I choose. And when I'm done, I simply have to turn in my assignment. There's no need to share or save because we're using Google Slides. It automatically saves. As a student, I simply close out the tab with my assignment in it. And in Google Classroom, I simply hit Turn In. And it's asking me, are you sure all my saves have changed? And I click Turn In. And the assignment is turned in. Super easy for a student. I didn't have to open any third-party software to complete my assignment like DocHub or Kami. I did everything within Google Classroom and Google Slides.